what's up, YouTube? I'm Quentin Congress, aka QC. Welcome to another edition of Talking and Grubbing, where I provide the latest sports commentary while eating some good food. As I've said in previous videos, I'm trying to eat more healthy, so I'm going to continue to do that by taking a couple slices of this orange. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. Oh, this juicy and tangy, just the way I like it. Try and get as much vitamin C in me because this is the cold and flu season, and the snow has already started to come through Cleveland, and I advise y'all to do the same. You get your vitamin C from oranges. You can take vitamins or tablets. Anyway, here's my top five weekend review. This is just breaking down all the top five things that have gone on in sports. Number five, the college football playoffs are set. Last week I did a video about the college football playoffs. The four teams that will be playing in this year's college football playoffs on December 31st, which is New Year's Eve, are number one, the defending national champs, Alabama Crimson Tide. Number two, last year's runner-up, Clemson Tigers. Number three, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Number four, the Washington Huskies. Before and after the College Football Playoff Committee selected the four teams to be in the playoffs, a lot of people, as far as sports media and on social media, were critical of the teams that deserved to get in. A lot of people were very harsh on Ohio State because they didn't win their conference, which is the Big Ten. A lot of people felt Penn State should be in just because they won the conference and also won the head-to-head against Ohio State. But as I've learned, the College Football Playoff Committee doesn't go by, you know, conference titles. Yeah, that might be a factor, but it's not the factor. They go by strength of schedule. And Penn State had a weaker non-conference schedule than Ohio State did. You know, Ohio State, they went to Oklahoma, which was another ranked team, and dominated them, while Penn State, they lost to Michigan. Matter of fact, they got shellacked by them. I mean, yeah, they did have a strong case of being in the playoffs. You know, they had a hell of a finish and won the Big Ten outright, but their strength of schedule was weak. So that's why Penn State's in. Penn State's on the outside looking in, and Ohio State's in the playoffs. Okay, number four. Greg Popovich, the head coach of the San Antonio Spurs, really put his team on blast after Thursday's loss to the Bulls in Chicago. Here's what Coach Pop had to say. I quote, "We played 24 minutes again, just like we have the last 10 games. We go through the motions, and that's it. We haven't learned to play 48 minutes." And I saw most of that game. That game was a bore from start to finish, and I got to go with Pop. It seemed like they didn't have that intensity, that tenacity, you know, that drive as, you know, I've come to see from the San Antonio Spurs over the years. And also, they didn't even have the ball movement that, you know, that San Antonio's strong trademark under Pop. You know, as long as I've been watching the NBA, especially in the Spurs, any team coached by Greg Popovich is always going to be ready to play. So, yeah, definitely got to agree with Pop on that. Staying in the NBA, Knicks president Phil Jackson interviewed with the CBS Sports Network's We Need to Talk Wednesday before the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Knicks tipped off in the Garden. This was his first interview ever since he, you know, called LeBron James and his business associates a posse to ESPN's Jackie McCollum last month. And here's what he had to say. Get my reading glasses. And I quote, "That's a topic I'm not going to discuss because, one, we are not supposed to discuss other teams' players in this position that I have here. So I violated one of the tenets of our thing." He continues to say, "The obvious thing is the word itself carries connotation, and I just don't understand that. That part of it, the word. So I guess word choice could be something I could regret, but talking about other teams' players, that's out of the box." Phil, you just didn't go out the box, dude. You went way out of bounds when you first wrote about LeBron and his business associates in 2004 in your book, The Last Season, where you called them a posse then. And also, you went even more out of bounds when you doubled down on it to Jackie McCollum. And now this is more you trying to backtrack because you thought just because you were Phil Jackson, the Hall of Famer, you know, with the coach, and no one was gonna say anything. But now you had to learn the hard way, and the Cavs came into the Garden Wednesday and humbled the Knicks badly, so badly that the Cavs are playing the water bottle challenge on the sideline. So, Phil, yeah, you need to stay in your lane and focus on building up the Knicks. Okay. Number two, LeBron James became the ninth player in the all-time NBA scoring list, passing Elvin Hayes on Friday in a blowout win against the Miami Heat. I don't think he's ever going to catch up to Kareem as number one of all time, but I definitely do him seeing a lot of players like Shaq, Duncan, Dirk. Matter of fact, he's almost close to unseating them now. Within the next few years, he will unseat them, in their place in the all-time scoring list. So, good job on that, LeBron. And number one, I did a video earlier this week on Odell Beckham Jr. as he talked to the press after practice Wednesday as they prepared to take on their NFC rival, the division-leading Dallas Cowboys in Jersey, as the Cowboys are number one in the NFC. Also, the Giants are in the first wild card. And Odell Beckham has been very critical of the refs within these last two seasons. He was even more critical of the refs after their loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers last Sunday. And here's what he had to say. I quote, "It doesn't surprise me. Everybody knows what's going on the field. Everybody can see it. Stevie Wonder can see it. It is what it is. You can't do anything about it. There's no point." The reason why Beckham said this because one of the refs that was working the Steelers and Giants game last week was a ref named, I hope I get his name right, Terry McAulay. I hope I didn't mess up his name. Okay, last year he worked the Giants and Panthers game where the Giants lost in a very close game. Matter of fact, Odell Beckham was ejected because he got too rough with then Panthers cornerback Josh Norman, who now plays for their other NFC East rival, Washington Redskins. Odell, shut the hell up. Excuse me. Stop. Like I said before, you fighting a losing battle. Let your coaches lobby for you or the front office lobby for you to get more calls. Because refs, they read the blogs, they watch shows like Sports Center, First Take, His and Hers, Undisputed, Mike and Mike, and they're gonna take mental notes. And you could be in a very big game. Matter of fact, you could be in a playoff game where you can, be set up to win by a field goal, or Eli could be ready to hit you for the go-ahead touchdown, and a corner can get too physical with you on a call that should be called. They may not throw the yellow flag because you talk crap about them. Anyways, that's my top 5 weekend in review. Like and comment on the video. Subscribe to the channel. You can follow this channel on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Till next time, y'all have a good one. Peace. I'm about to finish the rest of this orange, y'all.